Let's discuss job scheduling tool.
Okay.
Now, job scheduling tool is so if you are working in a project, in that project,
Mhm.
when we say that when we work in a project, we handle their business by we maintain their business by their loading their data in tables, right? Manage their business. How do we generally manage? We store the data in tables. How do we store? Through our COBOL DB2 programs. Now, how do the COBOL DB2 programs run? They run via JCLs. Now, how are the JCLs running? The JCLs will run automatically on a daily basis. The transactions that go on at client side, the business, the data
Okay.
will be accumulated and will be sent to us through mainframe files from various sources. It may come from client, it may come from some other agency, it may come from some other application, because applications are interconnected. In a single project, there may be in a single account or project, there may be multiple applications, small applications. Now the output data of one application may be the input data of another application. Now our output data may be the input of another application. That is how these are connected. Now some files, we might expect some files from some applications, then we might expect some files from some client or something like that. Now wherever it comes from, it does not matter. The thing is, when it comes from, the file has to be processed. It can have different data in a single application. We are even if we are handling with the core business, or suppose credit card department core business, but inside credit card there may be very so many small things associated with the project. Now, data related to all these projects will come to us in the form of files, and we have to store them. Not necessarily always store them. Sometimes we need to just validate. There may not be any DB2 table in the program. We might be only comparing some files or validating some data based on some COBOL logics. We are generating output file. That output file we are feeding to another COBOL DB2 program. Many such things can happen. This totally depends on the architecture of the project, how the application is designed and how it is run. Totally different from every project. There is no relationship at all. Totally different. Every project is different. Now, all these things, these are all automatic. I'm talking about the production region. All these things are automatic. These file coming, jobs running, jobs will take the files and it will process the files through COBOL programs or COBOL DB2 programs, and data will be loaded. Once files will come, jobs will run. There might be time triggered jobs, there might be dependent jobs, there might be file triggered jobs. Jobs will run, jobs will process the files through COBOL programs or COBOL DB2 programs, and data will be ultimately loaded in the table, or will generate report files, will send to the client. This entire process is automatic. Now, in our application, if we have 50 JCLs, and through 50 JCLs, we are executing around 150 programs. So, in our application, we actually have 150 programs and total 50 JCLs. Now, out of the 50 JCLs, some may be daily, some may be weekly, some may be bi-weekly, some may be monthly, some may be bi-monthly, some may be quarterly, yearly. It can be anything depending on the data that come. Okay, depending on the data that
Yeah.
comes, and also the like design of the project. Now, all these JCLs should run automatically in production region. It is not like every day we are manually starting the jobs. It's not possible only. Everything should be automatic. This functionality is only handled through job scheduling tool. And this job scheduling tool, we have generally Control M, or we have CA7. There is something called OPC. We have Auto Sys. Like this, there are many job scheduling tools. Okay. And any application can use any job scheduling tool, whichever they feel like using. It depends on the cost, depends on the convenience, depends on how it works, whether it fits in the application or not. They decide on many things, then they take any of the job scheduling tools. Now, as we discussed that day in version control tool, what do we do during using version control tool? We deliver the components from one region to another region, and we also maintain the versions of all the components. Now, if there is a requirement which comes where we need to write programs, a new program we need to write, okay, we'll write a new program. So it's a total different functionality only. New program, new process, totally. So we'll set up the flow with the client server. Then we'll write programs, we'll create tables, everything is new. And what we have decided is this program, since it's a completely new feature, we will create a new JCL also for this. We are not going to use any existing JCL to run this program. Okay. If you use existing JCL, then you just have to
Mhm.
add a step in the JCL to execute this program. That is easy. But if you create a new JCL, that JCL has to be scheduled in job scheduling tool so that it runs automatically in production and UAT region. Okay. Now, since this is a new project or new feature, the job schedule, the time where it should run, or whether it should be file triggered or dependent, or it should be time triggered, totally different from other jobs. That is why we have decided to create a new job, JCL. Now, when you create a new JCL, there are two things. One is the code of the JCL, the code you have to write, the JCL you have to write, and the code will be there will be two codes. One is for UAT region, one is for production region. That is because in most of the projects I have seen that they have different like same functionality, same programs it is executing, but the JCL code is different. Why? Because the file names will be different in UAT. File names will be different in production. DB2 name will be different in UAT and production. Plan name will be different in UAT and production. All these things are different. That is why only programs, copybooks, DCL gens, these are the things which are constant throughout all regions. If you write a program, it will be constant throughout all region. It will be whatever it is in dev, it will be same in UAT, same in prod, same in testing everywhere. Copybook also same, DCL gen is also same. But job, proc, these are all environment specific. If you are creating a JCL for production region, because inside the JCL we'll write the file names also. Now, if I am writing a file name as, for example, in our project, we denote all our file names as P something. Like our application name is P ABC. The file names in production start with PABC, PABC dot something. Same file, if the same data the file has, the file name will be UABC dot something. Okay, UABC or something, or and this one is PABC dot something. Now these file names we have to code in the JCL, right? That is why we have different JCLs for different regions, but functionality will be same. Name, because of the
Okay.
name we create different JCLs. So first of all, what we do is we have to uh, we write the program, we create
One
tables.
one second. Uh, See, Autosys or CA7, this have a schedule, no? That is, it will start at 8 o'clock or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday only. That configuration we will put in that Autosys, no?
Yes, that I'm coming to that. So entire thing has to be managed like that.
Okay, no, that is why. So I am confused actually. So, okay, so
Yeah.
this JCL, so, okay, so what you told right now, the schedule will trigger the JCL and JCL will execute that.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So we write a program, we create the tables, we set up the flow, everything we do. Then we need to test the program, right? Where do
Yeah,
we test it? We test it in dev. First of all, we'll test the program. Now in dev, how do we test? First of all, we'll compile the program, and for testing, we can create any job. Well, creating any job is very easy for testing. You take any existing job, just change the program name, change the file names, and execute it. It will be tested. It is okay. But to be tested in UAT, you have to create a proper JCL, and you have to deliver the code also, because that code of the JCL is not there in UAT region. It is not running. So we will write a JCL first in UAT, sorry, in dev. That code of the JCL we have to deliver to UAT region. For example, if the UAT delivery is scheduled, that is fixed on 21st of November, we are going to deploy this to UAT, deploy the programs, tables, everything.
mm,
So program, copybooks, control cards, JCLs, DCL gens, then your everything, code, okay, tables, everything, all the codes have to be delivered on 21st, JCL code also. But if you just deliver the JCL code, it is not going to run automatically. The code will be there in UAT, but you have not scheduled only. You have not told the system when it should run.
yeah,
So we have to schedule it So generally the scheduling is done 1 week or 10 days before the delivery. So if the delivery is on 21st, we will raise a ticket by 12 or 13 or 14th. And in the ticket, we have to mention all the details, like when this job should run, uh, from which date should be active, whether which proc is going to is getting used in this, what is the successor of the job, what is the predecessor of the job, whether it's time tracking, time triggered, whether it's file triggered, whether any parameters we want to add, everything we need to mention in the ticket. Now, this thing is totally different in every project. In some projects,
Okay.
you have a dedicated ticket only. There'll be a ticketing tool. We'll come to that in the next class. In the
Yeah.
ticketing tool, we'll have a proper format where you need to put all the details. Job name. Okay, it's like an Excel sheet only. You can imagine. Job name, you write the job name. Environment, you write the environment. Then proc getting used, you write the proc name, which proc is getting called from the JCL. Then some parameters if you want to, symbolic parameters if you want to pass from the this one, that also you can add like date, time, and all of that, environment name. Then what is the predecessor of the job? Like predecessor means which job should run from before this job. That means after successful execution of which job this job should run. That is the predecessor. Successor, that means after successful execution of this job, which job should run. That is the thing. Then whether it should run at a particular time or whether it's a file triggered job, and all these things you need to mention in the ticket. Then you submit it. It will go to whichever scheduling tool you are using in your project. It will go to the admin team of that. That is one process. In some applications, in the mainframe only, suppose you are using Control M or CS7, in mainframe only, after logging into Control M or CS7, you will have an option to schedule it. They're the proper format. Now, these things are totally part of the knowledge transfer, KT. When you join a project, they will tell you the process how to schedule a job if it's new to you. Okay. Now
Yeah.
they will have a proper mainframe screen only there. They will tell you, okay, this is how you need to set up. This is where you need to write all these things. They will tell you, and that is how you can do. Or sometimes we'll just create a sample Excel sheet form. Excel form will be there, and that form should be only used for job scheduling. In that form, you just give all the details. The column names will be there automatically, and you just have to fill job name, proc name, from which date should be active, environment name, then predecessor, successor, time triggered, file triggered, parameters, all of that you give, and you raise a ticket and you send it. It will be directed to the
Hmm.
job scheduling admin team, and they will open the form and they will create a job and they will make it active on the day you have asked. So you have asked that it should be active from 21st of November because 21st of November is our UAT delivery date, and on the same day only we will deliver the code also. So they will make it active on 21. From 22 morning it will run at this specific time. Now there are three types of triggers. One is called file triggered, one is called time triggered, one is called dependent jobs. Now file triggered means there will be some jobs which are expecting some files. Whenever they receive some file in the system, the job will automatically start. If the file does not come, the job will never start. Okay. So that
Yes, file
trigger
watcher.
file watcher, yes, exactly. So
Okay.
that condition also you can mention in the Excel sheet or whatever format you have, that this is a file triggered job. This file should come in the system, then only it should start. There are some jobs which are time triggered, like at a particular time only it should start. For example, if you have set that the job should start at 5 a.m. every day, 5 in the morning. So it will start at 5 a.m. It will not wait for any file or anything else. Even though all the other jobs are in fail status, it will always get triggered at 5 a.m. There are some dependent jobs. Now, dependent jobs are like if you have jobs like this, then job B, job C, job D, job E, like that. Now you have created a job called job F. So if you think that this job F should run in the same sequence, in the same series, many jobs are running. So if you think that this is also part of the same series, you can add a dependency that job F should run after job E. Now,
No.
only if job E runs successfully, then only job step will start. If job E does not run successfully, if it fails, job F will never start. It will be in wait schedule. It will not start. Job
Yeah.
E should be successfully complete, then only job F will start. And if you have added some successor also, suppose there is a job called job G. Now if you have added that job G is the successor of F, it means G will only start if F is successful. So F will only run if E is successful, and G will only run if F is successful. Like these are the sequence. It totally depends on the after analysis how you manage it. Now if the requirement is part of the regular change where a proper setup is there, some jobs are running after some job, then you can include the new job in that same sequence only. But if it's a totally different project, entirely different thing, then you can think of running at a particular time, or whether it should it always should run after a file comes. The client might say that okay, this whenever we send the file, then immediately the record should be integrated in your table, and we should receive a report file. That time we should create file triggered job. So as soon as the client sends a file, our job should run, and it should load the data in the table, it should generate report file, and it should send to the client. It should not wait until the execution of these jobs or some time. Okay, it totally depends on the client requirement. If they say that whenever we send, there is no fixed time when we send. We might send in the morning, evening, afternoon, anytime we can send. Whenever you send, you have to load it. At that time, we need
Okay.
to schedule it as time triggered. Or if the client says that we'll send every day. Every day we'll send the file at 10 o'clock in the night, but at
Mm.
morning 5 o'clock we should receive the report. So we can do a time triggered this thing scheduling. There 5 o'clock we'll schedule the job. It will run. It will load. It will send report file. So this is how totally it is after analysis. It can be done.
Okay.
Now when we do that, when the control M team schedules the job, and from 22nd morning it will run automatically, and it will load the data, send the file, everything it will do. Same way, we have to create another job for production region also. If the production delivery is on 1st of January, then 1 week or 10 days before that, we need to create a similar kind of request for production. This was only for UAT. Similar kind of request has to be created for production region also, and this one has to be again sent to production, and they will again raise the, I mean, schedule the job in production. It will run automatically. This is how it is managed. Okay.
Okay.
So, and also in job scheduling tool, apart from this, now when we say that if someone is working in mainframe support, how is he handling, how is he checking the jobs? So he has to log into this job scheduling tool every morning to check the status of the jobs. Now, there are some options where it's very easy. You have to log into just the tool. It can be Control M, CS7 or anything. You just go into the tool, and there's a page where the all the jobs will come. The entire list will come. Where on the left hand side you will have the job names, all the jobs which you have in your project. All the jobs will come on the right hand side. The status will come. If it has run successfully, it will come as job ended or ended okay or something. If it has failed, it will come as job failed or job abandoned. And if it is successful, most likely it will come in green color. If it's not successful, it will come in red color. So every day we have to log in, and we have to see if all the jobs have run successfully.
Mm.
If any job is in failed status, we have to check, we have to find the issue, fix it, and on a daily basis all the jobs should be complete. Like this is called a batch cycle. The cycle should be complete, then only we can say that the client's business for that particular day has been totally handled by us, either by saving the data in table or processing, checking business logic, sending report file, sending rejects, warnings, accepting everything, sending some mails, or everything has been done properly. So on a single day this entire batch cycle should complete. And also, apart from this, in job scheduling tool, you can check the calendar of a job, like planning calendar. Like if you have created this job F, now at the time of creation, okay, I forgot to tell you that in that Excel sheet or in that form, you have to mention the frequency of the job also, when it should run, whether it should run
Mm.
on Mondays or Tuesdays or weekdays or weekends or monthly, yearly, quarterly, bi-monthly, bi-weekly, or half yearly. or it should run every week, or it should run like the whole week, Monday to Sunday, or Monday to Saturday, or Monday to Friday. All the days will be mentioned. You just have to tick on top of them. All the months will be mentioned. You just have to tick on top of them. And the control M admin team will schedule the job just like that. Okay. Now, if
Okay.
there is an option in Control M or CS7 where you can check the full calendar also, that when this job is supposed to run, on which days it is supposed to run, you can check that. You can check the dependency of the job also in Control M. You have created, but you forgot the dependency successor and predecessor. You can check it in Control M after creating. Then you can check the proper job, like all the parameters that you have passed from the JCL, like from the scheduling tool, like date, job, DB2 systems, and all of that. And dates, times, and DB2 systems, everything you can check the parameters. You can also check the statistics of the jobs, like in the last 1 month or 2 months, at what time the job started, at what time it ended, how much time it took. All these statistics, job calendar, job dependency, then your job parameters, everything you can see in these scheduling tools. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is how we can check everything. So this is the use of job scheduling tool. Now everything is interconnected. I told you that
Yeah.
whenever any requirement comes, the requirement will be written by business analysts. It will be uploaded in Jira, in backlog. Then sprint will start. Then the work will be assigned to everyone. We will go, suppose on Monday, suppose from today new sprint has started. I have gone to office, for example. I have checked what items are assigned to me. For the next 2 weeks, I have to work. Like those items I have checked, and I have started working on some item that is a development item for which I have started writing a program in my dev region. Also for that same requirement, I have to create a new table also. I have to create JCL also. I've started doing that. Now in 3 or 4 days, I have completed it. When I complete it, I have to change the status in the Jira also. I have to deliver the program from development to testing also. When testing is done, then I will deliver the program from testing to UAT. And before that, I will have to create the scheduling of the jobs. And while delivering, I will use version control tool. While scheduling, I will use job scheduling tool. Jira also I'm using. And while raising the ticket for job scheduling, I will have to use ticketing tools. So all the tools we are using, everything is interconnected. That is how. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is what is called job scheduling tool.
Okay.
I'll show you some screenshots. I forgot actually. So apart from this, we have some business tools. We have Okay, we have one more file manager. We'll do it tomorrow. Business tools we have Jira and some ticketing tool we have. Have you discussed
Yeah.
ticketing tool already?
No, we haven't discussed, but Jira is for the ticketing. Yeah, I know that.
Oh, you know Jira, right? Already?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So we get in IT all same. We get initially when a new joiner joins a project, he will get the requirement from some seniors or TLs or managers.
Yeah.
Slowly his works will be assigned through Jira. So when something is assigned through Jira, it means he can work independently on that item. He can
Yeah.
take help, but obviously he can work independently. Any kind of work, at the end of the day, we have to log
Yeah.
the hours, how many hours we have worked. Then some daily stand-up meetings will be there to check the status. Scrum retrospective meetings will be there to check what we have done wrong, what we have done
Mm.
well, if we have to improve anything. Then sprint planning, what we are going to do in the next sprint for next 2 or 3 weeks. Then demo, if we have worked on some development item, we can show demo to the client. Then we have some grooming meeting where we decide the priority of the items which we are going to work on in the next sprint. So all these meetings will be done. Now finally we have one ticketing tool. So we can discuss tomorrow. I think Kishore will also come.
Okay.
Ticketing
Okay.
tool and file manager. File manager or file aid. Here we have file manager. File aid and file manager both are two mainframe tools. In some projects you will have file aid. In some projects you will have file manager. For example, you have a file. Now, in this file, you have data. Like some compressed data is there, like com3 com1, like that, like binary format, decimal format data is there in the file. And also there are, so when you open a file, you generally don't know which field belongs to what, right? What, which value belongs to which field, because if there are many numeric fields, two, three, four numeric fields, you don't know whether it's a salary,
Yeah.
which one is a salary, which one is some other financial amount, or what is that. So all the files that we have in mainframe, whether it's an input file or output file, we have a proper layout of the file, copybook. Now there's a tool called FileAid where if you open the file normally in start 3.4 browse mode or view mode, you will just normally see the data. If it's a packed decimal data like COM3 or COM data, you will not be able to understand only. It will be in special characters, dots, commas, and all of that. But if you want to properly view what actual value is there, you have to open the file in FileAid or File Manager with the copybook. When you open it in
Hmm.
copybook, it will come in proper tabular structure. On the top, you will have column names. Below, you have values, and the com3 values also will come in a proper format. Like actual value will come. If it is 100, 100 will come, not the special characters. Okay.
Okay.
So copybook is used for that, to check
Hmm.
the values, check the file, open the file in file aid mode and check whether the data is properly aligned or not, data is properly coming in the correct field or not. Sometimes if we manually write data, sometimes we might end up writing data in some other field. Salary we are writing in name field, name we are writing in some other field. It may happen like that.
Okay.